I'm Alyza Lewin, president of the Louis D. Brandeis Center for Human Rights Under Law. Thank you to Hadassah for inviting me to participate in this program. Today, on university campuses, it's not uncommon to hear people say, "I'm not anti-Jewish, I'm only anti-Zionist." But is that really possible? Is it possible to support Jews but oppose Zionists? The answer is no. Why? Because Zionism is an integral part of Jewish identity. Judaism is more than a religion. Jews share not only a common faith and religious traditions, but also a deep sense of Jewish peoplehood. The Jews' history, ancestry, theology, and culture are all inextricably intertwined with the land of Israel. Yet today on campus, Jewish students who demonstrate pride in their Jewish ethnic heritage by expressing identification with Israel are shunned, marginalized, and excluded from student clubs, support groups, progressive spaces, and even from student government. With frightening frequency, these students are told they are not welcome unless they first condemn Israel. Jewish students often feel compelled to hide their Jewish identity in order to be accepted by their peers or treated fairly by their professors. Demanding that a Jewish student shed their Zionism as the price for admission is comparable to demanding that a Catholic student disavow the Vatican or a Muslim student shed their connection to Mecca. It is discriminatory and immoral. It is now no longer sufficient for a Jewish student to express support for a two-state solution. Today, students must deny the right of Jewish self-determination and deny Israel's right to exist as a Jewish state. If you think I'm exaggerating, look at this map. This map was distributed last year at Tufts University by Students for Justice in Palestine. Israel does not exist on this map. All of Israel is referred to as occupied territory. This map was part of SJP's Deadly Exchange referendum campaign, a campaign that sought to blame Jews in Israel for police brutality in America. Over 40 student organizations representing the progressive community on Tufts campus signed on to this campaign, endorsing this map. The map became the litmus test. To be on the side of racial and social justice, you had to accept this map and deny Jews the right to self-determination in any borders of the Jews' ancestral homeland. One of the challenges we face on college campuses today is that university administrators and the general public don't understand contemporary anti-Semitism. Anti-Semitism may be society's oldest hatred, but it is the most difficult form of bigotry to recognize because anti-Semitism looks different in each generation. It morphs. The one constant, however, is that anti-Semitism always takes whatever is that generation's greatest evil, whatever that society views as its misfortune, and it pins it on the Jew. The Jew becomes the scapegoat. The Jew is to blame. The implication is that the world would be a better place without the Jews. Jews have been maligned as the Christ killer, the capitalist, and the race polluter. Today, when racism, apartheid, and settler colonialism are viewed as society's greatest evils, some label all Jews as white oppressors. Traditional anti-Semitism sought to deny individual Jews their place in society. The Nazis, for example, required Jews to wear a yellow Star of David so that the public could easily identify them and treat them as pariahs. Today, in addition to individual Jews, we have a Jewish collective, the Jewish nation-state of Israel. And so today, there are those who claim that the country which is the worst offender when it comes to the world's greatest evils is not China with the Uyghurs or Russia with Ukraine, or Iran. Rather, they say the world's worst offender is the Jewish state, Israel, the sole democracy in the Middle East, where all races, genders, ethnicities, and faiths are equal under the law. That is the country that they blame for this generation's greatest evils. And that is the only country in the world, the one and only Jewish state, that they claim has no right to exist. That is contemporary anti-Semitism, and yet most of the world still does not recognize it as anti-Semitism. What we see taking place on campuses today is not a political debate. This is not about speech. It is about conduct. It is about treating Jews as pariahs and excluding them from civil society. So what can we do? First, embrace your Jewish identity with pride. Model that for your children and grandchildren. Talk about why your Jewish identity matters to you. Learn with your family about Jewish history, culture, philosophy, and our traditions. Share the richness of Jewish heritage with your relatives and friends. Second, if you are aware of students who have experienced anti-Semitism on campus and they need support, the Brandeis Center is here to help. You can reach us at info@brandeiscenter.com. And if you know law school students who would like to learn how to utilize the law to combat anti-Semitism, and they want to volunteer to help support students, have them contact us to learn more about our law student opportunities. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, never forget that the best antidote to harassment and discrimination is self-confidence and pride. Let's push back together against those who pressure Jews to abandon the Zionist component of Jewish identity. No one has the right to demand that Jews give up their sense of Jewish peoplehood or deny the Jews' historic yearning for Zion. Educate our children to take pride in their Jewish heritage and instill in them a strong Jewish identity that they will fight to defend. Thank you.